Le vent fait pleurer mes yeux et je cavale pour me réchauffer. Ce climat-là n'est pas pour moi, parce que
We couldn't be happier than to kick off this festival with Hanan al-Shaykhs talking about her extraordinary memoir, The Locust and the Bird.
She was describing to me even so tiny details about the color of the soil, about the shape of the mirror, about the color of the trees, everything, and about her feelings. So
we're extremely pleased with what's been happening with translated fiction over these last few years in Britain. It used to be something that people just didn't think about, didn't buy, didn't talk about, and increasingly they're beginning to, and I think this World Literature Weekend is very much part of that.
I thought it was interesting because I'm just about to go to Israel and Syria, and I was struck by a sort of personal story of, I guess, difficulty and abandonment and resolution of that, and I was hoping to get a chance to ask her if she felt that gave hope for the area in general.
I mean, what is a culture? We could be here all day. But obviously translation is not a matter of just words. It is a matter of understanding where these words are coming from.
Usually the translator is invisible, they get acknowledged in the book, but very rarely get the name on the cover.
You're finding a new voice for every new book. You're changing yourself as far as you can into the author and looking for the English that will echo that author's own voice.
This book came out in France in September 2006. So in November 2005, everyone will remember the big scenes of the cars burning in the banlieue. And then the following year, there'd been big manifestations with students as well. So there really was a period of big unrest for France and a big question about where things were going.
En fait, c'était incroyable la différence énorme, gigantesque entre ce que je voyais à la télévision et ce que je voyais de ma fenêtre. Parce que les gens, ceux qui me faisaient peur, qui étaient effrayants et impressionnants, c'était pas les mêmes en fait.
大概东面的同学们开始撤离了，人群乱叫着迎向阶梯，上千人一下子在那儿挤成一团。
Some of the literature that comes from countries where there's still a pall of repression, certainly authoritarian guidance of everyday life, some of that literature is extremely powerful, like Beijing Coma, where you actually do have the story of Tiananmen told in an extraordinary way, with an extraordinary emphasis, indeed real bleakness about the potentials of what China will become.
About 300 students were still sitting on the south side of the monument, refusing to move. The soldiers and policemen surrounding them were kicking and clubbing them. I spotted Zhang Jie among the crowd. He stood up and waved a flag, but was quickly struck down by a rifle butt.
I've been to the Marjian, the Flora Drew event, and enjoyed it so much because I'm learning Chinese, and just to hear the Chinese spoken and then translation, and I'm very, very impressed with the novel. I've passed it round to several friends who are equally impressed.
If you relent, give in, exchange a few more words, you will be in their thrall. You will slide into a world that you had no intention of entering, because your time has not yet come. Your hour, for God's sake, has not come.
no matter what form I might choose to write in, what will stay, what is the dominant, permanent line, the only thing is the understatement and the economy. And no bombastic, heroic tone in the poem. No shouting and no oversimplification. Because oversimplification is bad in human relations, in love, in cultures, in war. If you just see things as black and white, then you are among poets like Bush among politicians.
The oddnesses, twists, and arcane speech in Platonov, for example, enhance the character of his meanings and his stories.
Platonov is constantly mentioning, very delicately, all the stories he can't tell about the people who worked on the White Sea Canal. He's just kind of evoking the stories he can't tell. So that's part of what gives the story its tremendous richness.
There's a desire to know how other people feel, think, and write. There are many more translators around now who are extremely good, and literature that we have from other countries has really enriched what we do in Britain as writing as well. So it's terribly important, and I think it's very, very good that this festival has been happening.